Hi, I'm Melanie Borden, and I am brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast.
Let's brew. That's right.
He had forced it over and was trying to fight.
They're not, because guess what? Even if I tell them how to do it, doesn't mean the horse is going to drink the water.
Well, that's true. So, that is very true.
But I'm also going to get more because I did tell him, and I did give it to him, and I did explain it to him, and I'm grateful that I'm able to get people advice and tell them how to make their business run better. And it makes me feel better when I get a thumbs up when someone tells me that, hey, thanks for doing this because it helped me, sell an extra car today. Wonderful. And that's the key. And that's what's so lovely. I love that note you said that. So before we need to get to question 4.
She's brewing a lot.
Wow, I could feel the steam coming off the coffee right now. It's a fresh brew,
so much, but she's talking about the power of positivity, folks. And to simplify it, it is always the better direction to approach your energies at all. You only have so much time inside of the day, so always make yourself adjusted to the point of actually putting out positive energy into others. It becomes amplified. So if you're just doing it by yourself, but you pour it into somebody else, it becomes amplified. The power that you have. And that's what we're doing here. Melanie is helping us come together to link the last end of this new connection series. And when making these new connections inside of this business, you want to make sure that you are allowing the well of knowledge and resources that you tap into. Not just Melanie, but you too, you that's listening, other people that have been on the show. There's a well of knowledge that we're all drinking from. There's only the same amount of water on this earth that's ever been. Okay. And she has something that she's allowing other people to tap into and feed off of it. And inside of this business, we were taught and we saw people that were okay if the one next to them was in a drought. Yeah. They were okay at sipping it all up and having it all for them. She's part of a culture turner that says, hey, you're not going to go thirsty as long as I have a stream coming towards me. Here, tap into my source, dig a well over this direction.
Absolutely. And it's great.
Exciting.
It's great that you're at a position that you're at to be able to be at the top and be able to spill that water down onto them. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm real excited for you. So my fourth question for you tonight, is what made you inspired to say, I'm going to have this aha moment? And it's not to throw a pun or be funny about it, because I love the name. That is one of the coolest names ever when it comes to a show. Inspiring name, aha moment.
You don't forget it the second you say it.
How do you forget something like that? So what inspired you to create the aha moment?
So there are a few things that inspired it, but mainly the whole concept of doing video is something that I have not been very comfortable with until recently.
Me too.
Again, with the whole leading by example, when back in January, we were doing these sales introductions and I was like, listen, I'll do it too. Let me show you. And I wanted to show them that even though I wasn't very good at video, that I would do it too. And so we tried, but COVID happened and it kind of derailed our flow a little bit. But now I started thinking about other ways that I can better myself, learn more, just get more comfortable, like doing things like this, which I wasn't before. And now I feel like I have more confidence to do it. And so that's really the reason I started doing it. I also had a lot of downtime because I used to commute into my office, and New Jersey, there's crazy traffic. So it would take me like an hour to get in, and I would listen to podcasts in my car or whatever. I would be the one like singing and dancing in my car on my way in.
That's me.
People that would be like driving by on like public transportation, like New Jersey Transit, would be like, "What is happening inside that car?"
I would have rolled by and been said, "Oh, there she goes. What's
Get it."
But I have all this extra, and it sounds crazy because I really don't have a lot of extra time, but I do have extra time that I'm not commuting. So I'm saving a couple hours a day that I can use to focus on, building out more of myself and learning more and reading. And that's how this whole aha moment thing, because I had the aha moment and I said, you know what? I can be doing this. I'm seeing all these people doing podcasts. I'm seeing the video cast. Why can't I do it? I can do it too. It's all right. I'm homeschooling my kids, and, I don't have a team, and I can do everything. So that's really how it all started, with the aha moment. And I also feel that there's so many people that I know that I have these crazy stories with and that I have great relationships with. There's also a bunch of people like you guys who I met purely through social media. Absolutely. Right? So I met you guys, as Lori said, who I interviewed earlier. She said, we're like a social media success story. We are, because we met on social, and now here we are. Ooh. We connected, we networked, and now we're here. So there's so many of these moments that happen, and why not share knowledge? Why not share information? If somebody works in the car business in F&I, why wouldn't they share some best practices and tips with other dealerships of how you can market, tire and wheel better, for example? Or if you work in the insurance industry, or if you work in the real estate business, or if you work in the beauty industry, if you work in the legal industry, whatever the industry is, there's things that people are going through and they're experiencing that they have a lot of information on that they can share. So it just ties into that.
That's exactly what Brew and Solutions.
We are definitely on the same wavelength. You know what I mean?
Same frequency.
Same frequency.
Same song.
We're definitely. It's going to be fun, because here's the thing. Currently, right now in this world, the biggest thing, the most valuable thing in the world is information. Everybody is striving for it. The information age is here, and you're able to get it at any second, any moment, any time of night, whenever you want it. Information's there. So when you can give people good information, it's a beautiful thing. So I'm telling you, you're on your way. That is a great reason to have the aha moment. I love the aha moment. You started it at the right time, because people need it right now more than ever. There's a lot of people.
A lot of people had that moment during this entire season that we're coming out of. A lot of people had a realization and those epiphanies.
Yep.
I mean, here's the thing. I wouldn't want to look back at these last 3 months and say, I was working remotely. I had this extra time. Yes, it was a lot, right? Yes, I'm home with my kids. Yes, I'm working, and I have to be a chef. I have to be a coach. I have to be a teacher. I have to do all these things. And I wouldn't want to look back at this time and say, why didn't I do more? Even though sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, why do I overcommit myself to so many things? But I'm learning and growing, and that's what everything is about. You want to grow, and you want to do as much as possible to better yourself, to make you, more of who you are.
That's right. And that's what we want to make sure that we keep sharing with other people that are out there, to actually find a way that they can bring a solution to their business. People like you, or why we do what it is that we do.
I'm so glad to connect with you. Seriously,
people need to hear this. People need to hear this.
Social media is such a powerful thing, and I'm so glad. Literally, I was on LinkedIn for 2 years. Never was on any other social media. And I'm going to tell you this, Melanie. I know that you're trying to reach a business crowd, and I know that, and that's great. You're looking for people who have that mentality of growth in the business and stuff like that. But I jumped into every type of social media, and this is just a tip for you. I mean, I know that I know it takes a little bit more dedication, but if you can get
I
yourself
know.
further out there, you're going to get a bigger audience. I know I get most of my audience, most of my guests from LinkedIn, and I love it because LinkedIn's my favorite, period. It's so professional. It's the way I want it to be. It's exactly right. But there's something about having even TikTok. I mean, even that, getting all the way around to all of them. It really
I
does
know.
reach people.
You know
and
what it is?
people
It's like I have a certain amount of like, okay, so your closet, right? So everyone has a closet that's a certain size, and you have things in your closet. And when your closet starts filling up, like me, I donate clothing or I donate shoes so I can make more room. I don't have enough room in my closet at the moment. I mean, look, I think it's great, and I'm in marketing, so I really shouldn't say this, but to me, I'm focusing my energy on one platform. I would say two platforms because I'm focusing now my efforts on YouTube and I'm focusing on LinkedIn. Facebook to me is very personal. I feel like unless I am personally connected to that person in some way, I try to keep that more, what's the word I'm looking for? I just try to keep that more of my personal life separate for social.
Absolutely.
But the reason, so it's so funny. So LinkedIn, I'm obsessed with LinkedIn.
Me too.
And I've been obsessed with LinkedIn because I've met so many people. And I like to say, and I don't know if you guys know this website. So for single people, there's dating apps now. And these dating apps, one is called Bumble. I don't know if you've heard of it before. So Bumble is this dating app. And basically, you swipe left if you're not interested, and you swipe right if you are.
I've heard of that, though. I did hear about that. Yeah.
Okay. So I say that LinkedIn is kind of like Bumble in the sense, because as someone who's working, I might not necessarily have the time to meet somebody. So I would use Bumble, right? So that's how I met someone. So with LinkedIn, it's kind of like Bumble in the sense where you meet people and you connect with people that you might not necessarily ever have met before, right? So if there was no LinkedIn, if there was no social, I would never have met you guys. I never would have been on this podcast.
No,
but because of LinkedIn, it's created this gateway to opportunities. And that's why I love it. And I think that people have a misconception about LinkedIn and they think it's just for finding a job.
Yeah,
Right.
no, it's not. It's
I thought that.
It's beyond that. Like Lou just recently got on. I said, Lou, you have to, man, because this is where all the real connections. When you're looking for specifically car people, that's how you find them. If you're looking for business people, that's how you find them. I look at a lot of different things beyond just our world, because it's my news too. It's kind of like the hot news of what's going on in any business. Helps me just decide what kind of stocks I want to purchase and sell and whatever. It does. I try to catch up on that. That's where I get my news.
LinkedIn is growing and it's just going to continue to grow. And right now it's just like the tip of the iceberg right now with LinkedIn. It's going to turn into something so much larger than what it is right now.
Absolutely. So Lou gets a fifth question. Here we go.
Okay.
Here
we go. So there is so many layers that everybody can listen to this particular brew of the podcast and pick up from what it is that Melanie has inside of the ball of awesome that she brings to the market, to social media, to the car business. She's doing some great stuff. Now, she also has such great values, things that make us find a way to connect throughout this universe and catch the same beat too. Okay, so with all of these things that are Melanie and are the subprime hero and are the car guy, when we're forgiving and we're focusing and we're flying and we're having great success in our lives, we have many trophies, many things that we can look at, many memories, many experiences, but all of those things are rewards. What is it that is Melanie Borden's greatest reward out of all of these things that you're accomplishing and you're seeing and you're achieving? We understand where your motivation is. We understand what your why is. Folks, you even heard how and who it is that you probably need to pay attention to see where she gets her inspiration and her mentorship and her direction from. Okay. But what is it that is your greatest reward inside of all of that? All of the great things you've achieved and seen so far and are striving for. Now I'm done.
That's a hard question.
It is a hard question. Get your chest.
I would say, just I
Melanie,
mean,
here, real quick. We got to do this. We do it in every sales meeting, okay? Go ahead and hit your chest one time. Just hit your chest one time.
There you go.
what is this?
Make
This
sure-
is what
That was on
Yeah. Wolf of Wall
That was
Street.
on Wolf of Wall Street. It was.
Ooh.
I'm doing that just to make sure that people say, "Hey, this is a question that has to hit the heart.
One heartbeat.
This has to hit that heartbeat. Make sure that you're penetrating, going where it is that it's deep inside of you and releasing a truth. So that reward, what is it? It might be deep.
I mean, sorry, I am a deep person, and I'm coming off as not so deep right now because I'm laughing. But I mean, my greatest reward is knowing that I have done everything I can to help others and being a good mom.
Ooh, it's okay.
That's my great. I mean, I would say internal gratitude would be my reward. I don't know if that's the right answer or if that's the direction that you guys are going in, but I would say
This is your brew. This is
yours.
you.
I guess, I mean, I'm very grateful for all the experiences I've had. And I think one day I always say to myself, I'll look back and say, if I'm 80 years old, looking back at my life and just say, wow, you know, these are all these things that I was able to accomplish and I managed it all. So I think being able to juggle multiple things and my children and my career are all, you know, things that are very important to me.
That's a
That's
great
awesome.
answer. And
I
I
mean-
love it. And you answered that 100% right.
Remember, just as many layers
It's a tough question.
as there is to the question.
I don't
You
know how I
what
would answer
Are
that
there
question.
to that answer? And that's
Yeah, I mean,
because it's hard to ever, just like picking who is it that influenced you most, right? Who do I
right.
how do I narrow that down? There's so many great rewards, and one reward breeds the next reward. You know what I mean? And then one mountain, you strive to get to the next one, right? So each reward
Right.
complements the next one.
Look, at the end of the day, this is what my mom has always told me. You can make $500 million a year, or you can make $50,000 a year, because at the end of your life, it's not going with you. So you have to feel good about who you are. And another thing that I've heard is, you know, you have to be who you are and you have to be okay with who you are. If no one is looking, who are you? You know, are you acting a certain way? Are you a good person? Are you caring for others and, you know, having good morals and self-respect and all of that?
Awesome.
And that's actually exactly the right way to think. You were raised right, young lady. No, seriously.
Right,
cheers to you. Cheers to everything that you've accomplished up to this point in your life. And it's just the beginning. You
just getting started.
You're just at the base of Mount Everest.
Listen, I've been working since I was 12 years old. So for me, I've always had to work for every single thing I've had. So that's just how I was brought up. And it's just, you know, core values. You just you do what you have to do. Some people say to me, Melanie, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. I just do it.
Just do it, okay?
John Leguizamo, he's
That's a great line.
I love that line. That is one of our favorite lines to say.
We said it to him.
How do you do it? I don't know. I just do it. But I love that. That's so cool that you just said that. That's so awesome.
We need to tag John Leguizamo. He needs to go buy his car from you at Celebrity Motors.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah.
Car guys, car gals, we have some fresh news that's going to be coming back to you on this Fast Tracker episode with Miss Melanie Borden. We will be right back. I hope you enjoyed that 5-liner. Rewind it, listen to it again, get you some more of that.
Deep stuff.
We will be right back.